I am not worrying.
It'll be up soon.
Bye-bye, whoever that random person is who just got kicked.
Yeah!
All I see is
See you, sucker.
So you can
all I see is the reason out here.
Why does it always look sharper in AV? Whatever, we'll figure that out later.
Yeah, scroll that. Oh, that monkey, he is powerful. He's using the Mega Man X demo strats, which are just incredibly pro. If you've never watched the Mega Man X demo, you should. It is amazing.
More from me. So. You want a beer or something?
We're good. Please. I didn't know they came out with this for PS. I had this on GameCube.
Let's do this.
So should I fill this up with more salsa? That is a yes.
Oh, no.
Yes.
No one said anything.
Oh shit, that's a raging bitch. I'm drinking somebody's raging bitch.
Whatever.
There's a porter up there if you want.
Alright, so do we have a timer ready to go by any chance? Okay.
We got you, don't worry.
I'm going to actually be starting the timer slightly earlier than official SDA timing, but whatever. Not that it... Actually, this is the one game on SDA currently that actually has an Anniversary Collection run. And this is in no way, shape, or form submittable, primarily because I'm not using the built-in auto-fire function. If I were to do that... if I were to ever get good enough at some of these games on the Anniversary Collection, just
yes,
to run
J-Man,
SDA.
you should be staying longer next time.
You know, I would just turn that on because it's a separate. There's no reason not to use it at that point. So okay, timing. All right, in 3, 2, 1, start timer. So this is one of the games where a more casual run and the speed run actually start off at the same place. You start with Top Man. That's just the way it is. This game introduces the sliding mechanic, which is pretty cool, especially if you're a speedrunner. I'm just going to take a bunch of hits here. So, Mega Man 3. Commonly debated along with Mega Man 2 as one of the best in the series as far as fan reaction goes. Random fun fact, Keiji Inafune, who created Mega Man, or is credited as the creator of Mega Man, I should say, he did an interview where he stated that actually by the time he got to Capcom, Mega Man was more or less already created. He just kind of put the finishing touches on him. But anyway, Keiji Inafune actually does not like this game very much at all. Less so because of whether, independent of its quality, it is a very good game, although I don't know if it's one of my favorites in the series. And more so just because, for a couple of reasons related to the development cycle of the game. Number one of the leaders of the project actually quit during the development of the game, and so he had to take over that role, which, you know...
Sounds like pretty heavy.
Yeah. Video game development, if you've ever heard any stories of the profession, video game development in general is a very stressful profession. You get paid well, but you earn it. During crunch time, like beta testing, you are basically living at the office. And this is like standard stuff. A few years back, probably in 2006 or 2007, I would say, Electronic Arts got into like major trouble because the fiancé of like a developer for Electronic Arts basically wrote up this expose blog post. And the thing about it is, it's not that it's not sad, and it's not that it's not very difficult conditions, but Electronic Arts was really only guilty of doing what everybody else does. They just happen to get caught doing it. Which, you know, recently Electronic Arts is kind of, I would say probably Activision has assumed the big fat jerk game developer publisher mantle from Electronic Arts since that post was made. But anyway, back to my point. Wow, why can't I not? Yeah, okay. Yeah, game development stressful anyway. This was even more stressful for Keiji Inafune because, again, one of the leaders quit midway through development, and so he had to take over that role. And there's also the more general issue of the fact that this game was rushed to release. After Mega Man 2 absolutely blew up, you know, Capcom really wanted to get Mega Man 3 out there, and they very much rushed it for essentially the Christmas season. And if you know to look for the signs, it becomes a lot more obvious. The most obvious one is that Wily 5 and Wily 6, spoilers, they're just boss fights. Like, that is the entirety of those two stages. Here's the first appearance of Proto Man in the speedrun route.
Vodka wants to know if you think that this is the best Mega Man ending.
The best Mega Man... It is a very good Mega Man ending, I have to say. Actually, honestly, my personal favorite is probably Mega Man 9. Just because it is so amusing to watch Mega Man go to Dr. Wily. Here's you begging for mercy the first time. And here's you doing it again. And again. And again. And so on through all 9 of the previous games. Mega Man 1 through 8, and then also Mega Man in Bass, or Rockman in Forte. As everyone, even in the US, still calls it to this day. Even though it had an official US release on the Game Boy Advance as Mega Man in Bass.
Why do they pronounce it bass, by the way?
It's actually bass.
It's a, yeah.
It's not bass.
Like,
Yes, despite what Mega Man 8 will tell you, the official pronunciation is Bass, because, the dog is named Treble. And also, here's me blowing your mind. I am using the top spin as a legitimate move.
yes.
Like, what? The top spin is the worst weapon in Mega Man history. Why am I using it as a legitimate move? What is wrong with me? I am super drunk. That is what is wrong with me. No, actually it's very useful in that section. And on those jumping guys, it's also pretty useful. Because the default weapon just goes right over their heads unless they happen to be jumping. So the top spin is very useful there. Oh, shoot. Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Occasionally you'll hit Shadow Man and you'll just lose a ton of top spin energy for no real reason.
Well, top spin hits at every frame, and since he's invincible, it just draws the power, it does no damage.
It's like, nom nom, top spin energy, so delicious.
Okay, can I say one thing real quick, MTO?
Sure.
Is Sinister One still in the room?
He's upstairs.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, somebody tell him that UA made good on his word and he gave $100 for that round 1 kill.
Damn.
Nice, nice. Very good.
Anyway, you're crazy, but thanks.
Yeah, UA.
Yeah. So,
So do we know a total? No?
Yeah, what is the actual total?
where's the actual... It's around...
Well, I'm not
updated
sure
for
because
like
it
days.
hasn't been added to the...
I mean, on the site it still says like 140.
Yeah, on the site it'll be the same because nobody's run the tracker to
Yeah.
add the
Tell
recent
UA to get on that.
Yeah.
No, UA, I'm just teasing, it's okay.
However, I'm going to do some good maths and try and work it out.
Okay.
Maths,
Yes.
because he's Australian, you see.
No, because I have a calculator on my computer.
Oh, there you go.
Calculators rule.
This section is very annoying to do with any kind of speed
And what Mike
whatsoever.
told me is that the lockbox had $4,492.
Yeah, that's
Think
about
about
what it
that
was.
for a second.
Yeah, I'll see if I can do this.
From on site.
Ah! Screwed it up.
Nah.
That would imply that the total is 147,278.
Okay, cool.
So,
You can slide into this area and jump, and you'll just go right through the energy thing and kind of glitch out the area for the rest of the level. Proto Man's theme will just keep playing, and eventually it'll just stop, and you'll go through the rest of the level with no music. Some of the graphics will glitch out. That kind of
Hi,
thing.
Jay.
sounds fun.
Namely, the penguin.
Yes, it's the penguins randomly acquire like random graphics from Snake Man stage. It's kind of amusing.
Who's got the Nile Walrus post? Is that that UA? No. One of the SD avatars is Nile Walrus, and it's the glitched out version of this enemy. It's coming up now.
One of the things that, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure was fixed in the Anniversary Collection is, if you beat, I believe it's Sparkman and Shadow Man, I could hit right here, and in the NES version, I would be able to use the Rush Jet, even though I don't actually have it yet. It appears they actually fixed that, unfortunately, for Anniversary Collection.
And I would assume that this game is a little less interesting on NES because you can't auto-scroll between weapons.
Yes, real-time weapon switching in the Anniversary Collection, amazing.
Yeah.
So good.
Less interesting for me because I want to see the hot menus.
The menus are so good. I'm just gonna play it a little safe here, grab that energy. This is the one section, and really it would only be useful because I am doing the speedrun route. This is the one point where Rush Marine is actually kind of useful. And really in a top tier speedrun, it's still slower than just jumping the platforms. But because I've been consuming some alcohol, we are going to utilize the Rush Marine here and just make this a little easier.
Oh, I forgot you can jump there.
Yes, can
You
jump out of
get
water.
kudos from Anthony for really knowing your trivia.
Oh, thank
Yes, that is excellent trivia. You can discuss.
you. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Is that
probably
good? Is that good?
Yeah, okay, there we go. Good, yeah. Just, again, that's the one area, and really only in specific routes, where the actual Rush Marine is useful. Because the Rush Jet, which I will be getting when I beat Needleman, is just so incredibly broken. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use an E-Tank here. Got two of them, why not? But yes, thank you for the compliment. I am not, like, humorous or funny like a lot of the cool SDA streamers, so I kind of have to get by on knowing more than everybody else. I love random trivia like that. I will, Shadow Man's weapon is... Yeah, I do. Oh, wow.
Shadow Man's weapon is marginally effective.
Whoops.
Similar to
Yeah, it's okay. It's better than the default weapon. His actual weakness is the Surge Snake. But I don't have that yet, so we use the Shadow Blade here. There you go.
Sit on the couch.
There you go. It's not quite as good as Comfy Couch at the
Classic couch.
but it is nice nonetheless.
It's got nostalgia to it.
Yes.
I wasn't on the couch for anything.
You got the lag laser.
Yeah. Except I'm playing the Anniversary Collection, so there is no lag, which is amazing. That's another reason. There are a number of reasons that Anniversary Collection would be a separate category on SDA versus the original versions. The same thing actually goes for X Collection versus the original versions of the Mega Man X games. The big one for Anniversary Collection, in my opinion, is probably the real-time weapon switching, which opens up some strategies that. That's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, see. Like, I just executed that terribly, but...
Okay, vodka is now known as Empty Eyes #1.
Well, thank you. He was like Vodka S3 or something like that in the chat. He was like, where's Empty Eye? So, yeah. I will point out, we were planning on leaving sometime tomorrow, but there's actually nothing in my schedule that says I have to leave anytime tomorrow. We could leave Sunday and be fine. It sounds like Monday is the absolute latest that even Uyama is willing to let people stay.
MD4, yes!
I'm just going to take a couple seconds to grab that E-Tank, because again... wow, what am I doing here? Try that again. There we go. So I'll be getting the Rush Jet after I beat this boss, at which point the Rush Marine will basically be obsolete.
Is it just still bugged out in the PS2 version?
What's that?
Is the Rush just still bugged out in the PS2 version?
Oh yes, Rush Jet is very bugged out. Which I will be, demonstrating at some point. I know I said this before, but real-time weapon switching is so good. So good. I totally screwed that up. I flinched. Gonna jump on me now. Whoa.
Oof, that was nice.
Alright, there we go.
Somebody's
Very
requesting Zelda 2 as the next game.
We have it.
We might have it. I am terrible at it at this point.
Yeah, I'll play it playing it because I enjoy the game. I'm not, by any means, a speedrunner of it.
Yeah. Random fun fact, one of my first ever speedruns on SDA was a New Game Plus run of Zelda 2. That has been long since obsoleted. It's for the best. So I get the Rush Jet, and now the Rush Marine is pretty much obsolete, because everything the Rush Marine can do, the Rush Jet can also do, and it can do it better, and it can do it for less energy. Perhaps, again, another sign of kind of the Rush development of this game. And speaking of Rush, who are, by the way, an awesome band, Rush, this game marks the debut of Rush, by the way, in his various forms. The RC, the Rush Coil, obviously, and then you have the Rush Marine and Rush Jet. The Rush Marine would actually only survive one more game. It would only survive up to Mega Man 4, presumably because even in some of its more nerfed, properly powered down forms, I think Capcom just realized anything the Marine can do, the Jet can do, and better, really. Because there's nothing that says the Jet can't go in water. So, So as I mentioned, this is actually one of Keiji Inafune's least favorite games in the series because of the, even relative to video game development in general, a very stressful time for him. And he also mentioned that just for Mega Man 1 and 2, long story short, he was pumped. He loved those games. He loved developing them. He was psyched. He wanted to develop them. And just for whatever reason, even before the stressful development cycle, he was just not particularly feeling that with Mega Man 3. But despite that, it is a fan favorite. And it's, in my opinion, where the series really starts to find its stride, like in terms of design and whatnot. My favorite of the NES games is honestly probably 4, which I played last night. So some of this is probably repeat information for some of you who happen to be watching at like 3 o'clock last night, for which I apologize. But, yeah. Okay, what is this guy's? One of this guy's weaknesses is Shadow Blade. Spark Shock is the other one, which if I had it here, I would actually probably use it because it has longer range. But,
Use that.
inside villains. There we go. Oh, you jerk. Trolling me here. Bang. There we go. When you beat bosses, if you can, you want to try and get as close to the middle of the room as possible. Because Mega Man will run to the middle of the room. So, that's just, you can save probably a couple seconds on each boss by being in the middle of the room, as opposed to the edge of the room when you kill bosses. That said, I'm not good enough to really manipulate that. So, now we move on to one of the most infamous bosses in Mega Man history, Hardman. I'll be honest, yes, I know, LOL, hard, you know, and he's a giant chunk of rock and whatever.
That's still C-Shot.
It's like Gutsman's older brother.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, somehow Drill Man in Mega Man 4 just, like, entirely escaped the scrutiny of the perverted Mega Man audience, which is amazing. He's got drills for hands. He has a giant drill on his head. He's called Drill Man. And yet, somehow, like, just passed entirely unnoticed, and I don't know how.
Let's see. You know what? We're at Drill Man. 5 has... I just really know, like,